Hi, it's Con. You probably don't know who I am, so let's just do an intro. So I'm basically just here to rant and shit. Just my opinion on like random stuff. In this video, if you can read the title, I'm going to be talking about how I hate AI art. Normally I would research this kind of stuff, but this is kind of personal to me. So I'm just gonna rant and probably give a few sources to some things I agree with. So my first point for this video is I hate AI art. It's ruining art. AI art is ruining art. And you might think, how's it ruining art, Con? Well, probably because people really aren't expressing any of their creativity through AI art because it's just using AI. Like, there's no creativity in it. It's giving a prompt to a computer that just generates it for you. All it does is just get this shitty looking image. It looks arse. It looks terrible. I don't understand why people use it, but they do. It looks terrible. I can't even call it art because it's sloppy. It looks a mess, and it doesn't look real. Even the ones that look more real still look sloppy. I mean, like, it does take a bit of a keen eye to some of them, but if you zoom in or anything, you can see that it's literally just like messy lines. Things look way too similar. Hands are a big issue with AI, even if it does look good. They have like 10 fingers on one hand. Yeah. But I'm kind of afraid that if there is a lot more like training with AI, it will replicate more things like hands, eyes, like smiles. It's really difficult to avoid that stuff. I mean, like, all AI images look off. I mean, look at this. Does this look good to you? Yeah, I don't think so. It's terrible. I mean, it's just... Ugh. Anyways, my main issue with people sort of using AI art and having it basically kill art is it takes away people's like encouragement to actually go out and learn to draw, like any kind of art really, because people are using AI to generate images of things. It's taking away inspiration, it's taking away motivation, it's taking away a lot, because people think, oh, well, I really want this drawing. I want it to look like this. I want this, this, and that. But the issue is, when they're not learning, they can't make it. So they just resort to AI because either they're lazy, they don't want to set up literally a tutorial, they don't want to put in any effort to do it. And I understand it's difficult to draw. It's a long process. I mean, I've been drawing since I was a kid, and I am nowhere near good because, like, I would consider myself an artist because I do draw and I do post it and I have done commissions, but I wouldn't call myself like a great artist, but I still would call myself an artist because I put in the effort to make drawings and I put them out there because they're my visions and they're my personal creativity. But a lot of people who use AI don't have this creativity because they are literally putting a prompt into a computer and getting what they want. But it's not even what they want because it's so plain and simple. Even if it is more complex, it's still just a mixture of so many different images from wherever. All it takes is a quick Google search or a YouTube video. There are so many YouTube videos which explain like how to draw. It works for all people at different levels of their art. It works for beginners, people who've never drawn before. It works for intermediates, people who've been drawing for a while but can't get something right. There's so many things to help. Even for experienced artists, there are still ways you can learn. I mean, there are so many videos on YouTube telling people there's this you can do. Oh, here's some advice. Why not do this? Why not do this to fix the shading? Oh, the lighting here is a bit off. Why not fix that? And people are getting lazy. They're either using AI to enhance it, which Still, even if it is your own drawing, enhancing it with AI can have its downsides. I understand it's being used in a more positive way to enhance your own art, but it's still taking aspects of other people's art to enhance your own, and you might not know whose art that's coming from. I'm just saying that is what AI does. It's a database. It feeds from things it's learning. I don't think people who are using AI art actually appreciate what art is, because art is the human creativity, and by not expressing the human creativity by using AI, people are losing their enjoyment for it. They're not appreciating it. They're not actually taking it for what it is. It's really annoying to see people ignoring the creativity behind a lot of art, especially as an artist myself, because I put in a lot of work and a lot of other artists put in a lot of work into what they do. And honestly, it's unfair to so many people who put in all the time and effort to do what they like. That's gonna bring me to my second point, which is it's taking away people's jobs. There are a lot of people who do commission work, or even people who work in studios. A lot of artists are losing work because of AI, because with the use of AI, people are creating art pieces themselves with what they want, except again, like I said before, it isn't what they really want. It's just sort of an idea of what they want because it's so simple and plain and not an exact replica of what they want. An artist can put in all the time and effort to create exactly what the person who's commissioning them wants, because they have a full explanation. They can communicate with the person they are getting a commission from, and they can give them exactly what they want. A lot of artists who do commissions often send progress pictures, so they have a watermark over it, and it's like, here's my progress, are you happy with it? Do you want me to change anything? And a lot of the time people want changes, so they get changes. And a lot of the time people who commission are quite happy with it. Although there are some times where people like the artist's creativity and they like their interpretations of their ideas, which is great. But with AI, that is being lost because people don't want to spend the money, they don't want to wait the time, they don't want to appreciate the actual good parts of commission artwork. The issue is with not wanting to pay the price is people are finding commission art to be too expensive because they see AI art and they think, hey, this looks alright, why does commissions cost so much? And the reason commissions cost so much is because it's the time and effort of a single person putting their work into art. They have their own software, they have their devices, or if they don't use digital art and they use traditional art for commissions, which people can do, they still have to consider supplies, they have to consider other things like time as well. A lot of it is time and effort that they put in, especially if there's people who are working jobs or there's people who are in education who do commissions on the side. They aren't able to work on it all the time, so a lot of the time they take out to do commissions is either time to study, time to be doing work. It's really difficult. And a lot of full-time commission artists are having to pick up other jobs because commission art isn't paying the bills much anymore because people aren't commissioning because they're using AI. With the time, art takes time. If you want something fast, you've got to expect it to be sloppy. You've got to expect it to not be exactly what you want because you're not giving the artist the time that they need to create work, which is why AI is also so sloppy, because it does it in minutes. In a few minutes, it gathers so many images off of the internet to create one image which looks sloppy, messed up hands, messed up eyes. If it's got glasses, the glasses are messed up, the hair is everywhere. A lot of the times clothes and skin blend, hair and skin blend, it's a mess. It's not original either. Artists' art is original because it's the creativity of a single person rather than a bunch of images off the internet. Me, as a commission artist, have lost an income. I haven't done commissions in just over a year because about a year ago, a lot more people started to use AI, and with the use of that AI, I lost my commission work because people were thinking AI is easier, it's free, it's quick, and they didn't get what they wanted, but it was still an image, and they were like, it's an image, I'm happy with it. Which, fair enough, if you want an image to be done quickly and cheaply, there probably are artists who will do that. I mean, there's a lot of beginner artists who do commissions, and personally, I think they should be priced higher, because even if the art isn't considered good by standards, it's still art and it's still the creativity. But they do charge cheaper, and they do put out art quite fast because they either feel rushed or they feel like they're not good enough, so it's priced lower, which is not fair in my opinion. But each to their own. The whole point of commission art is it is the vision of the artist or the person who's commissioning. So if you have a specific vision, you want something very, very specific, you can constantly communicate with the artist. Like I said before, it's all the communication that's there that is needed to create what you want. Putting a prompt into AI and constantly putting in more and more prompts can change it. It's completely different from the original. It's not what you wanted at all, but it's art, so you're going to post it, you're going to keep it for yourself. I don't know what people do with AI art. It's terrible. It's taking away the appreciation for art, because, again, a lot of commission artists put in the time and the work, and the people who pay that understand the time and the work has been put in. They're showing their appreciation to the artist because they feel that their art is good enough to buy. They feel like it's good enough to wait the time for, and honestly, it's great. It's great to see people actually accept artists for who they are. One of my favourite examples of someone who's been doing this is Baby No Money. He has been commissioning smaller artists, he's been commissioning animation memers, which, great to see people like that being represented. There we go. Yeah, it's great to see people like that being represented, because a lot of people like that haven't been being represented for years now. Animation memes were kind of big on YouTube when I was a kid. I grew up with them personally. I tried to make a few myself on my old personal YouTube channel, which I mostly use for just watching videos now. I still have those up. I still have the little cute animation memes I made when I was 13. I say cute, they're kind of terrible to me, but I enjoyed making them. It was genuinely something I enjoyed and put my time and effort into because I wanted to make that. And it's great to see people support artists like this. But with AI, people aren't doing that as much anymore. It's considered a big gesture for someone to support artists like the way they used to, the way they should. Even when working in industry, artists were always credited in the credits, and it was great because it was a full paying job. But the issue with a lot of industry work now, like art and animation, is that workers are being underpaid and they're not being treated fairly, especially with a lot of things using AI now. One company I am very aligned with is Studio Ghibli, because they agree that AI isn't good and they should still work with animation from real people, because honestly, it's better. Art, animation, it's any kind of art, all kind of art is so much better when it's made by people, because it's raw emotion, it's from the human brain, it's full creativity, not ripped from someone else's creativity where it's completely washed dry of anything good because it's generated. Even if an idea is relatively popular, which a lot of the time it's a character someone likes, it's an idea that's been used a lot, it can still work if an artist does it, because it still has its own individual flair to it. A lot of artists have their own style, and even if they're trying to replicate a style, it's still got its own charm to it because the way the artist does it. There's a lot of different artists who work in different ways and others who work in similar ways, but they still have their own final products which they have fully worked on, use their own creativity or use their own referencing to get it right. And it's nice to see when people replicate art styles, because even when there are slight differences, it's nice to see how they've tried their best to replicate something they're truly passionate about, which honestly, if you're replicating art, great. Just give credit to the person's art you are replicating, because Jesus Christ, people need to stop just taking other people's art. even if they're replicating it and not giving credit. Which, when it comes to replicating art though, artists definitely are still better. Even if they don't credit, which they should. I don't like people who don't credit. Let's just take a look at how AI replicates people's art styles. This is terrible. Also, this is terrible. All of it is terrible because people don't understand that to replicate an art style, you need to add the human aspects to it, not just mash it all up together. Because even if someone has a distinct art style, even with animation, it always looks somewhat different throughout. It never looks identical because it's not computer generated, it's people drawing, because people can't replicate something perfectly every single time. It might look like it's replicated perfectly, but if you really, really analyze it, look in there for small details, you can see it's slightly different. And that's the best part of it. It doesn't feel repetitive. It's great. Oh, this is me nodding out a little bit, going back in the day when I was a child. There was something known as same face syndrome, which is when people draw faces, they look relatively the same each time. Even that art is still so distinct from everything that they make, because even if it's a different character, the face looks the same, it's not identical. It's how they are comfortable drawing faces, and it's part of their style. And honestly, I think it should be embraced more, because even though it is some kind of lack of differentiation, it's still an artist showing what they can do and showing what they're comfortable doing. And when AI does things like this, even if it does all look the same, it's because it's all taken from images off of the internet. And that's going to take me to my next point, which AI is literally stealing art. Because when it takes all these images off of the internet, these are real artists' art pieces, rips away from them. Zero credit whatsoever, because a lot of these artists aren't even aware that their art is being taken into an AI database. A lot of people who create this art spend so much time and put so much effort in, like I've been saying this whole video. They put so much work into what they do for it to be ripped away. No credit whatsoever. It's awful. It affects small and large artists. And honestly, my favorite example of this, especially when it comes to trying to copy an art style, is Lavender Town. She has an amazing video explaining what it's like having art stolen and the effects of it, and how she's afraid of her art being stolen. And unfortunately, it's part of a video that's to stop AI from taking your art. It's putting something over your art to stop AI from taking it away, from replicating it. And it's unfair that artists have to do this in order to stop their art from being stolen, because people just use AI. They take it, give it to AI, and boom, that art is stolen. It's better from Lavender Town's perspective rather than me saying it, because I am not a big artist. I'm a small artist. No one knows me other than my friends, and I know other small artists who I'm also friends with, whose art is so amazing, a lot better than mine personally, I think. And I hope their art isn't being taken, because, again, unfair. It's also very harmful to smaller artists, especially those who are trying to reach out there to a larger audience, because if their art is out there in some kind of database, their style might just be being replicated and put out there through AI art, which is completely unfair, because these artists are trying their hardest to get out there, to make a name for themselves, because they are so passionate about art and they want people to see their art. They want to show what they can do. They want to make a career out of their passion. But with AI, it's becoming very difficult for them to do this, especially since people might recognize their style more from seeing AI generated images because of their database of all these small artists, which is so unfair. because these artists are being so many artists are being accused of using AI because of how much their art is being used in databases so they look similar to AI. And it's unfair that a lot of artists have to explain how their art isn't AI because so many people are using AI for their art. And a lot of the time, when they're not credited, it's very damaging because these artists, again, want to make a name for themselves, and a lot of people are seeing their art out there, and they're not seeing any credit for the art that's being created. So they just think, oh, it's AI slop, I'm gonna ignore it. And it's unfortunate for the actual artists because they are the ones losing an audience because of AI. And I'm not saying people aren't allowed to like repost other people's art, because that's completely fair if the artist is okay with their art being reposted. And personally, I only condone reposting art if you credit the artist. Say you want a profile picture, you want a banner, you want to show off some cool art, please credit the artist. Even if there's a watermark on the art piece, still credit the artist. And if you don't know the artist, at least say you put credits towards the artist, and if there's no watermark there, just don't, or research it to see who the artist is so you can credit the artist. There are so many artists out there who deserve recognition for their work. Unlike AI, which should not be recognised because it shouldn't exist in art spaces like this, because art should be strictly towards people. Art should be strictly to those who make it, not those who use AI slop. So, anyways, I get this video might be short. It is my first video, and it's my first time making a video with this format. Like I said, I've had channels before, but never made videos like this. So it's a first try. It's me testing what it's like. And thank you for watching all the way through. If you made it, let me know if you enjoyed it, to let me know if I can continue doing videos like this. And I really do appreciate it. So that's all for today. See you next time. Also, I did forget to mention at the start of this video, the little disclaimer, this is me purely yapping, so if I do get anything wrong, please let me know in the comments. I really do appreciate anyone who's listened to this little rant. But yeah, thank you and goodbye.